This video probably is more so for myself than all of you and everyone else. And really it's just around telling myself as an entrepreneur that it's all about consistency, in that we just have to keep going, right? I think that with so much social media and with so much comparison, right, it's very easy for me to feel like I'm not there yet, it's not good enough, we haven't done it fast enough, and all those kinds of things. And I think it's important to constantly remind yourself that you've got to just consistently keep doing things every single day to get wherever the hell it is that you want to be. I'm Stephen Taylor, this is Weekly ST. This is a weekly video series on how we continue to build a couple $1 million cybersecurity IT support company here in Chicagoland, and at times my thoughts on living a wholly successful life. And whichever social media platform you are watching on, please go ahead and give it a like, a share, a subscribe, a clap, add me to your top 8, and give me a comment on your thoughts. One of the things that we've probably talked about in a few videos, right, is vision, right? Whether it's a vision board or a dream board or whatever you have, you've certainly got to have a vision for where you want to be, not only in business, but in life, right? When I talk about living a wholly successful life, that's what I mean. Like, what is the vision for the entirety of my life, not just business? And this is super important when you've got to wake up every day and remind yourself that there's still more work to be done, right? And it's that vision that makes it make sense, right? If I'm dealing with, 13 fires or a pissed off client or whatever it might be, the reminder is in the vision that things are going to go awry. There's going to be challenges. There's going to be external factors that we have no control over, but we still have to keep going. And I think it was Darren Hardy that talked about in making progress every single day, he called it 1%. If I could just move the needle 1% every single day, then by the end of the year, wow, what kind of progress would we have made? But often, and I think, social media has its benefits, but one of the detractors in it is that we have the ability to look at 10 million other people and compare ourselves to that story or to that success or whatever it might be, right? And it kind of skews our lens a little bit in thinking that, everyone is more successful, everyone has done it faster, everyone has done it better, right, than I have. And I have to constantly remind myself that, to look at myself, right? Compared to myself yesterday, compared to myself last year, and look at the progress, look at, things from a gratitude perspective, right? And then that really helps being able to get up another day, right, and fight off, what we may be dealing with and focus again on that bigger vision towards, the end goal. And after a few years, you might reset that goal, right? And then you've got a bigger goal or you've got a greater goal, whatever it might be, right? I'm often reminded that it takes a hell of a lot longer than we think it does, right? That probably is one of the hardest things for me, right, is to not compare myself to others, but to compare myself to myself, right? And how do you go about doing that? I'm not the best at it, right? But what I've noticed that has helped is certainly, yes, looking back in old daily planners or journals, creating a gratitude practice, right? Even for the day or the week, right? Just to recognize, wow, we did this or we accomplished that, right? And being able to look back over, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and realize the amount of progress. I find myself finalizing or accomplishing something, barely celebrating, and then moving on to what's next? What's next? What do I got to get after, right? And creating a practice around reviewing the last 3 months or the last year. And, if you take notes on this, you'll be surprised at how big of a sheet of paper you can fill with all of the different things that happen in a year. And I think spending time and going back and revisiting that is, for me, when I do it and lean into it, that has been transformational stuff, because you realize, holy shit, this is a lot. That 1% rule or even the 12-week year or some of these other things, right? It is about Let's set daily goals or weekly goals, really quick, easy, bite size, right? And then you gain momentum in that. But two, I think it's important that you schedule that stuff, put that work, that important work, the thing that's gonna move the needle forward on your calendar every single day so that you actually get it done, and put it at the beginning of the day, right? We all, I think, recognize and understand that meetings are for the end of the day when our brain doesn't work as good as it does in the morning.